At the beginning of the movie, we see Bill making a small paper boat for his little brother, Georgie. It's raining heavily outside, and Georgie excitedly runs out to sail his paper boat along the rainwater flowing down the street. As the boat drifts away, it suddenly slips into a storm drain. When Georgie bends down to retrieve it, he comes face to face with someone terrifying, a creepy clown named Pennywise. With a friendly smile, Pennywise offers to return Georgie's paper boat. But as soon as the boy reaches for it, the clown's smile turns sinister and he bites Georgie's arm before pulling him into the darkness of the drain. After this horrifying incident, Georgie disappears. No one knows where he went, and the whole town believes he's lost forever. Next, we're introduced to another boy named Mike who works at his family's sheep farm. He's told to shoot a sheep as part of his family's work, but he hesitates. He's not ready for something that brutal yet. Meanwhile, at school, we meet Beverly, a girl who's constantly bullied by her classmates. Summer vacation is just beginning, and all the kids are thrilled except for a few who still carry fear and sadness. A worried mother appears at the school, still searching for her missing daughter, another child who vanished mysteriously, just like Georgie. We also meet Henry Bowers, a cruel bully who often torments Bill and his friends. Beverly's friend Ben, a shy and kind-hearted boy, is also introduced. Back home, Bill still believes Georgie might be alive somewhere. He thinks his brother could have ended up in the sewer system, but his father scolds him for holding on to false hope, reminding him that Georgie is gone and that continuing like this will only upset his mother. Later, while delivering meat, Mike spots a strange door and feels something eerie coming from behind it. He hears screams and sees ghostly hands pushing out from the darkness. Suddenly, the door bursts open, and standing there is Pennywise the clown himself. Before anything worse happens, Henry and his gang show up to bully Mike again, forcing Pennywise to vanish. Somewhere else, one of Bill's friends visits his father's office and sees a creepy painting of a woman that has always terrified him. That same painting comes to life. It's Pennywise again, using his victims' deepest fears to scare them. Meanwhile, Bill and his friends head toward the sewer, hoping to find any clue about Georgie's disappearance. At the same time, Ben spends his afternoon in the library, reading about the dark history of Derry. He learns that countless mysterious deaths and disappearances have occurred there over the years. As he reads, Ben begins seeing strange things, a red balloon floating by itself, and ghostly visions no one else notices. Following the balloon, he finds several Easter eggs scattered on the floor, leading him deeper into the basement. There, a burnt, headless man suddenly appears and chases him. Ben runs for his life but ends up being caught by Henry and his gang outside. Henry carves the letter H into Ben's stomach with a knife, while a passing couple in a car completely ignores his cries for help. Ben then spots a red balloon inside that car, a clear sign that Pennywise has already gotten to them too. Barely escaping, Ben runs off injured while Henry's group chases after him. At the same time, Bill and his friends search the sewers again for any trace of Georgie, but instead of finding him, they come across another child's shoe. But before Bill and his friends can go inside the sewer to search for his brother, injured Ben arrives there. Meanwhile, one of Henry's friends enters the sewer tunnels, trying to find Ben. But as he walks deeper, the darkness comes alive. Ghostly whispers echo around him, pale faces flicker in the shadows, and phantom hands reach out from the wet walls. Before he can escape, Pennywise appears grinning from the dark and the boy never makes it out alive. Meanwhile, Bill and his friends are at the pharmacy, scraping together coins to buy bandages and a few first aid supplies. Their money falls short until Beverly appears. She quietly steps in and pays for what they need. Grateful, the boys invite her to join them by the quarry. Back home, Beverly faces her father, whose behavior toward her is as disturbing as ever. Tired and broken, she shuts herself in the bathroom and cuts her hair short, a desperate act to regain control. Later, she joins the others at the quarry, and for a brief moment laughter replaces fear as they swim and play in the sun. Later that day, the group gathers at Ben's house looking over his collection of Derry's old town records. Ben explains, "People here, they've been vanishing one by one. No bodies, no clues, just blood-stained clothes found near the old well." The friends exchange worried looks. Someone or something has been killing people for decades. That evening, Eddie walks home alone, passing an abandoned, decaying house. It's time for his medicine, so he stops and takes out his inhaler, but then faint voices drift from inside the house. Startled, he drops his pills. As he bends down to pick them up, a grotesque, corpse-like figure crawls toward him from the shadows. Terrified, Eddie backs away, only to run straight into Pennywise himself. He barely escapes, stumbling home, gasping for breath. At the same time, Beverly finds a small poetry card slipped under her door. Curious, she takes it to the bathroom to read in peace. But just as she begins, faint whispers echo from the sink drain. Confused, she leans closer, and suddenly strands of human hair shoot out, wrapping tightly around her arms and neck, dragging her toward the drain. A massive eruption of blood bursts from the sink, splattering every corner of the bathroom. Beverly screams as the crimson flood surrounds her. Moments later, her father bursts in, but to her shock, he sees nothing. The entire room, drenched in blood, looks spotless to him. Meanwhile, Bill, still obsessed with finding his brother, senses a strange presence in the basement. He follows muddy footprints and spots what looks like Georgie standing there smiling innocently. But as Bill steps closer, Georgie's smile twists, his face turns monstrous, and Pennywise lunges at him. Bill barely escapes, his heart pounding. Later, Beverly calls all her friends to her house, desperate for them to see the blood-filled bathroom. To their horror, they can all see it, confirming that what's happening is real. Together, they scrub and clean every inch covered in red, shaken but united. As they rest, the group realizes that each of them has encountered the same terrifying clown. Their suspicions deepen when they spot Henry's car and Mike's bike nearby. They rush over and find Henry and his gang bullying Mike, forcing him to eat raw meat. Before they can react, Mike spots Pennywise standing at a distance, devouring a child's arm, grinning right at him. Furious, Bill and his friends grab rocks and pelt Henry and his gang until they flee. As the group gathers to catch their breath, they notice missing children posters fluttering in the wind. Ben looks up from his notes and says, "I've been reading more about Derry. Every 27 years, these disappearances start all over again. Mostly kids. It goes on for months, then suddenly stops until it begins again. The truth hits them all. Something ancient, something hungry, returns every 27 years to feed on children's fear." After enjoying 27 peaceful years following his last hunt, Pennywise awakens once again. The friends realize that he always appears in the form that frightens children the most, and since clowns already terrify most kids, he uses that image to spread fear. Ben gathers everyone in his house and shows them a detailed map of Derry. As they study it, they notice a strange pattern. All the disappearances seem to be connected through the town's drainage system. Every drain leads to a single point, an old well located beneath a rundown house. That's when the kids realize that Pennywise must be living in that abandoned house as well. Suddenly, as they watch slides on the projector, Addie spots Pennywise in one of the images. Panic sets in and he rushes to turn it off, but the projector keeps running by itself, flipping through terrifying images. The kids freeze in fear when Bill's missing brother's photo flashes on screen. In the blink of an eye, Pennywise bursts out of the screen, taking shape right in front of them. The kids scream and run in terror. Despite the fear, Bill decides they can't hide anymore, they must face him. He tells his friends, "If we don't stop him now, more people will vanish. Any of us could be next." Gathering courage, the group follows Bill to the decrepit old house. But once inside, Pennywise begins to separate them through horrifying illusions. Addie gets attacked by a ghostly figure, falls from the upper floor, and is badly injured. Meanwhile, Richie gets trapped inside a room filled with creepy clown mannequins, and Pennywise appears there too. Bill manages to break the door open just in time and rescues Richie. Moments later, Pennywise turns his attention to Addie, but Bill and Richie reach him before it's too late. The monster attacks them both, but Beverly strikes him hard on the head with an iron rod, injuring him. Even so, Pennywise doesn't stop. He slashes Ben with his sharp claws, leaving deep wounds. But when he realizes all the kids have gathered together, he retreats into the shadows. Bill chases him and sees him disappear into the well. Shaken but alive, the kids escape from the house. Bill insists they must go back again, this time fully prepared to end it for good. But everyone refuses except Beverly. Tension rises and Richie snaps, saying Bill's brother is gone and nothing will bring him back. Bill, enraged, argues with him, and the group splits apart. Beverly pleads with them, explaining that this is exactly what Pennywise wants to break their unity because he knows they're stronger together. But no one listens. Elsewhere, Henry spots a red balloon floating over his mailbox, a sign of Pennywise's presence. Inside, he finds his missing knife, the same one he lost while chasing Ben earlier. Once he touches it, Pennywise takes control of his mind, urging him to murder his own father. Under the clown's influence, Henry kills his father in his sleep. Meanwhile, Beverly faces danger at home when her abusive father tries to harm her. She kicks him away and locks herself in the bathroom, but he breaks in. In desperation, she smashes the sink over his head, knocking him unconscious. Moments later, Bill arrives at her house, only to find her father's body and a chilling message scrawled on the wall, "You die if you try." Realizing Pennywise has taken Beverly, Bill gathers all his friends again. United once more, they arm themselves with whatever they can find and head back to the haunted house ready to fight Pennywise and rescue Beverly. Meanwhile, Beverly slowly regains consciousness as a few drops of blood fall on her face. She finds herself inside a massive sewer filled with heaps of garbage stacked up to the roof, surrounded by the floating corpses of children. When she tries to escape, Pennywise suddenly appears and attacks her. He tries to terrify her, but Beverly stands her ground without fear. Seeing her bravery, Pennywise reveals his true monstrous form. His horrifying light paralyzes Beverly, leaving her unconscious. Meanwhile, the rest of the kids descend into the well to rescue her. As Mike prepares to climb down, he is ambushed by Henry, who tries to kill him. After a fierce struggle, Mike overpowers Henry and pushes him into the well. While going down, one of the friends gets separated from the group, and Pennywise, disguised as the creepy woman from the painting, attacks him. Before Pennywise can harm him severely, the others arrive, forcing the clown to retreat. Soon after, Bill spots his younger brother and follows him deeper into the sewer. There, he discovers Beverly floating mid-air in a trance. The group works together to bring her down. Though she remains unconscious, they desperately try to wake her, but nothing works. Then Ben, filled with affection, gently kisses Beverly. Instantly she wakes up and breaks free from Pennywise's spell. Moments later, Pennywise appears again, taking the form of Bill's younger brother to manipulate him. He tries to convince Bill to come home, but Bill, holding back tears, says, "You're not my brother," and shoots him with the bolt gun. Pennywise transforms back into his terrifying clown form and attacks. The kids, standing united, fight back bravely. Pennywise seizes Bill and sneers, "Your fear gives me power. Leave him, and I'll let the rest of you live. Go now, and I'll rest for another 27 years. But Pennywise's own words trap him, because the kids refuse to give in. Together, they confront him without fear. The clown shapeshifts into their worst nightmares, but their courage doesn't waver. Their unity weakens Pennywise. Terrified and injured, he realizes he can no longer control them. Finally, the group defeats him, and Pennywise retreats into the darkness, vanishing for another 27 years. And just like that, this terrifying chapter finally comes to an end. The evil clown disappears into the darkness, but only for now. Because after 27 years, fear will rise again. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more such chilling movie explanations.